Hello, Wolfpack. I am Melanie Flowers, and I am incredibly humbled and honored to serve as NC State's 100th elected student body president. On behalf of nearly 37,000 undergraduate and graduate students, I would like to welcome you all to the Chancellor's 2020 Fall Address. I'd also like to take a moment and express my appreciation for our students, faculty, staff, alumni, family, and friends for engaging in this very unique fall address. I hope you all can feel the Wolfpack spirit from wherever you're watching. I know the NC State spirit is one that touches far and wide. 2020 has continued to reveal its mountains and has demanded our resilience. In the second half of the spring semester, amidst the global pandemic, students navigated their mental health and altered social lives, all while pursuing their academics. Through all of the uncertainty, students were determined to persevere. Students' continued success depended on the university's perseverance as well. Student health services and student counseling has become the heart and soul of our community's well-being. I cannot go on without thanking Dr. Kasani, Dr. Osborne, and Dr. Orders for their endless hours of labor through it all. As we headed into the summer, students showed unwavering courage by speaking up against the injustices of our country and in support of the Black communities. These challenges pushed our university in ways that it hasn't ever been before, and I am proud to say that we are still standing. I want to celebrate the work of the Coalition of Black Student Organizations, the Black Alumni Society, the Chancellor's African American Advisory Council, and the countless other groups and individuals that have been integral in moving NC State forward. As we near the end of the fall semester and anticipate the spring and beyond, I'm eager to welcome my classmates back home to NC State. The well-being of our community is motivating our next steps for a safe and affirming environment that prioritizes the health of everyone. Looking toward the future of NC State, I'm excited to think about the ways we will think and do. Student government has continued to solicit concerns and ideas from students so we can voice them urgently within NC State's continued planning for COVID-19. We are also committed to supporting a Wolfpack community that continues to grow its cultural competence and justice-based work. We are a community that is known for pushing boundaries and doing meaningful work. People from all kinds of backgrounds and beliefs are coming together to cultivate creative solutions to our world's most complex problems. Our energy cannot be mistaken. We are all about the think and do the extraordinary mindset. As you'll hear from the Chancellor today, NC State is here because of you. Because of our outstanding people who provide wonderful support, NC State can push forth without limits. Thank you for being engaged with our special corner of Raleigh. It's now my absolute pleasure to introduce NC State's 14th Chancellor, Randy Woodson. Thank you, and go Pack.
Good afternoon, Wolfpack, and thank you, Melanie, for that very kind introduction. I'm Randy Woodson, and I'm honored to serve as NC State's Chancellor. And welcome to the 2020 Fall Address. In a normal year, I'd be speaking to you live from the floor of Tally Student Union, and we'd have the marching band and balloons and Mr. and Ms. Wolf and a little Howling Cow ice cream as a treat. I'd remind you that Red and White Week is my favorite time to reflect on what we've achieved and where we're headed. That last part still holds true. Look, you know why this year's different. All of us have been tested by a pandemic, unlike anything we've experienced in our lifetimes. We've been tested by stark reminders of injustice across our country. And here on campus, we've reckoned with the pain felt by many in our own community. In many ways, 2020 has been a year of disruption, deep hurt, tremendous challenge, and you know it, and I know it. But I also know that NC State was made for times like these. We are a public land-grant university created in the late 19th century. That was also an uncertain and imperfect time for this country. NC State was founded to meet the needs of that time and the needs of today. Our purpose from the first minute was to give practical education to the industrial classes. That's what Congress called the regular folk in 1862. Not every university can make that boast. Back then, higher education was for the elite. Opening our doors to engineers and farmers, well, that was a bold move. In the decades that followed, many courageous people threw those doors open wider, and we're better and stronger for it. I'm thinking here of names like Jane McKimmon, Charlotte Nelson, and Mary Yarborough, our first 3 women graduates, or Robert Clemens, our first black graduate, or Erwin Holmes, one of our first black undergraduate students and a landmark figure for the integration of ACC athletics. Countless students, faculty, and staff have held NC State to its promise of being a university of the people. We're indebted to them all. Ours is a simple mission, 133 years young. Offer a transformative education to everyone with the desire and ability to achieve it, and we'll be ready for anything. We'll be future-proof. I say we because we all have a stake in this. NC State University is more than its bricks and mortar. It's more than our Think and Do banners. NC State is the thousands of faculty and staff who've given their all this past year, remotely and in person. And I've been honored to witness your dedication and kindness. I've seen you adapt, strive, and serve our students day after day. I'm especially in awe of our support staff and the essential workers, the many selfless people who kept the lights on and the labs humming. NC State is also the tens of thousands of bright, ambitious students who elevate us with their presence, on campus and off. You're the reason all of us are here. Some of your posts on Reddit, well, they're a little blunt, but that's okay. I appreciate all you do to keep your university accountable. On that note, I want to thank all of those students who challenged us to do better this year, especially the leaders and the members of the Coalition of Black Student Organizations, Student Government, and Student Senate. You help remind us of the founding promise of NC State, and you help us live up to it. Lastly, NC State is the hundreds of thousands of alumni, friends, parents, families, partners, and donors living their lives across the nation and around the world. And I know you're all working hard to improve your communities, big and small. And you're proof of our mission and the pride of our Wolfpack. Because of all of you, NC State is one of the best universities on the planet. That's just not me talking. That's the Center for World University Rankings, which puts us in the top 1% of all universities globally. Nationally, we're number 6 among best value public universities according to U.S. News and World Report. In 2020, Money Magazine once again named NC State the #1 public college in the state of North Carolina. And we still graduate more students, more leaders for our state and our world than any other university in North Carolina, or frankly, any Carolina, or maybe I should say either Carolina. In the past year, NC State has been a beacon for some of the brightest minds around, from Ibram Kendi to Margaret Atwood. And we've had more than our fair share of talent right here on campus. If I listed every name and every award won, well, we'd be here until the library folks kicked us out. So I'm asking you to visit ncsu.edu/recognize to see our accolades from the past year. And be ready to scroll, and please take some time to absorb the excellence of our students, faculty, and staff. This has been a banner year for our research mission, too. $398 million in new sponsor research awards, an impressive accomplishment for NC State. $1.4 billion in research proposals, another significant increase. In January, we reported total research expenditures of over $500 million, the highest figure in NC State's history. Here are some more impressive numbers. 17 research-based startups this year, 210 invention disclosures, 287 patents. At NC State, we help to create new companies, services and products, and jobs. In fact, we're top 3 in the country for research-based startups. Nationally, we rank second in industry expenditures, second in licenses and options executed, and fifth in invention disclosures among all public universities without medical schools. Our IBM Quantum Computing Hub at NC State, the first at any university in North America, gained 3 co-founding members this year: Delta Airlines, Anthem, and the University of New Mexico. We received 2 new grants from the Novo Nordisk Foundation, totaling more than $50 million over 5 years. We earned a $24 million NSF grant to develop an advanced wireless research platform. The Belk Foundation awarded us more than $10 million to develop and support leaders at community colleges. And there were many more multi-million-dollar grants for everything from sustainable agriculture to artificial intelligence to social work that will tackle the opioid crisis. And right now, NC State has nearly 24 research projects combating COVID-19. Throughout the pandemic, our world-leading research and scholarship once again proved that NC State is the Think and Do University. On our Centennial campus, the Nonwovens Institute repurposed its facilities to produce face mask materials for hospitals, troops at Fort Bragg, and other essential workers. Between April and June, we churned out nearly 3 million square meters of protective material to keep frontline workers safe. Our Center for Additive Manufacturing and Logistics used its 3D printers to create face shields for healthcare professionals, also used by our faculty in the classroom. And we teamed up with Novozymes, the world's largest industrial biotech company, to produce hundreds of gallons of hand sanitizer. NC State is a national leader in public-private partnerships, and that leadership helped us support North Carolinians when the pandemic hit. But it's not just our researchers and partners who are working hard. This spring, all summer, and into the fall, everyone at our university showed their resilience. Think of the fearless staff at Student Health Services or the extension agents responding to the needs of our citizens in every corner of our state. Where we could, we kept open essential services like Feed the Pack food pantry and so many other of our units, such as Arts NC State and Wellness and Recreation. They found creative ways to move online. I hesitate to spotlight any one part of our university because, frankly, all of us have risen to meet this moment. You've kept us together as one Wolfpack. And that is what we're built to do, to serve our communities in good times and tough times. In 2020, we've witnessed a renewed commitment to fighting institutional racism and injustice in America. Nationally, locally, and on our campus, we've been called to honestly examine our history and our present. Simply put, we must do better. I'll be the first to say that NC State is a superb university, but it has never been perfect. And it's not perfect today. But that's not an excuse, it's a call to action. We must be unrelenting in our pursuit of a campus environment that is supportive of all of our pack. Today, I want to reiterate that NC State will do everything we can to truly be an inclusive, equitable, and just place for everyone. That cannot be something we merely say. It must be lived out in our policies, our daily interactions, and our culture. You can always visit ncsu.edu/diversity for updates on what we're doing, but here are a few recent steps forward. We've met and will continue to meet with Black student leaders and students from other underrepresented groups. We're listening to their concerns and experiences, and we're responding. Last month, we held our first Racial Equity Summit to hear perspectives and ideas from across the university. This is another step to engage in an ongoing community dialogue and work toward the culture we all want and need at NC State. We've also signed on as a charter member of Sea Change. This initiative aims to recruit and inspire more diverse talent in fields such as science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and medicine. It will help us evaluate and find new ways to improve our policies and procedures regarding diversity and inclusion. And we've implemented more cultural competence training to help our staff, our faculty, and students create a more diverse and inclusive university and to succeed in a multicultural world. And we're renewing our institutional commitments at NC State in our new strategic plan, our guiding document for the next 10 years. I expect all in our community to join us in this critical endeavor. Together, we will secure a diverse, inclusive, equitable, and supportive NC State. I said earlier that NC State is its people. Those people come to us from all walks of life and from all across our state, around the nation, and indeed the world. Collectively, you enrich how we think and what we do. Your diversity of insight and experience is what makes our community extraordinary. That's why we must ensure that talented individuals from every background can both get to NC State and thrive at NC State. Key to that goal is expanding access. Right now, more than 70% of our undergraduates apply for financial aid. Roughly half qualify for need-based aid under federal guidelines. We want to ensure that more North Carolinians of every background and economic situation can earn the NC State degree that will change their lives. That's why we launched the Extraordinary Opportunity Scholarship Initiative. The first 30 recipients of that scholarship will arrive on campus this spring. Time and time again, the Wolfpack has dug deep to support NC State students in need. A month into the pandemic, our community raised more than $1 million for the Student Emergency Fund. Since then, nearly 2,500 students have directly benefited from those gifts, and the support continues to pour in, helped by proceeds from the sale of NC State branded face masks. In September, we held a special day of giving, in part because we heard from so many donors and friends that they wanted to do more to support our students. And boy, they weren't kidding. In a single 24-hour period, more than 8,000 gifts arrived from all 50 states. Together, they totaled more than $23 million. That's an increase of nearly $10 million over the previous year. That figure includes another $1 million for the Student Emergency Fund. It includes $5 million more for Extraordinary Opportunity Scholarships, thanks to the family of Stephen F. Angel and a second anonymous donor family. We also saw unprecedented levels of support for the Diversity and Equity Fund and related initiatives, including the new Latinx Alumni Network Scholarship. I've been humbled by the continued generosity of this Wolfpack. Last year, we surpassed the goal of our Think and Do the Extraordinary campaign 2 years early. That campaign has already generated nearly 800 new scholarships and fellowships for our students. Yet in 2020, in the depths of a global crisis, the community set a new annual record for private support to NC State, $235 million. Today, November 9th, happens to be PAC Appreciation Day. And I hope you'll join me and the wider community in thanking our amazing alumni, friends, faculty, and staff for their ongoing extraordinary support in this critical time of need. As we near the end of the calendar year, we look forward to celebrating our 2020 spring, summer, and fall graduates on Friday, December 4th at 6 p.m. Look, all of us wanted to hold an in-person commencement ceremony in 2020. Sadly, it's just not possible. Instead, our graduates and their families will gather for a momentous virtual celebration, one that will honor this outstanding group and all that they've achieved. Looking ahead to 2021, I hope you're keeping up with our communications about the spring semester. We learned a lot this fall, and you can expect new testing strategies, housing and quarantine plans, enforcement policies, and other initiatives to help keep our community safe. Regular updates will continue to appear on our Protect the Pack website. I'm looking forward to seeing more of you back on campus this spring, and all of you back in the near future. And thank you once again for your flexibility, your patience, and your dedication as we work through this pandemic together. To end this address, I want to go back to a word I used earlier, future-proof. You know, I said NC State has always been about preparing people for what's next. The next innovation, technology or industry, the next crisis, or the next opportunity. We offer people the education and tools they need to succeed in this world. That's not just about preparing graduates for careers, although we do excel at that. It's about preparing them for life and all of its uncertainties. Our university makes this state and nation ready for all of the challenges ahead, the ones we see coming and the ones that we don't. That's a big, bold idea, and it takes our collective work to sustain it. It takes a wolf pack of thousands. It demands all of our insight, curiosity, and creativity. We have to think, but it also demands action, urgency, and effort. We have to do. I'm so proud of all you've thought and done this year, in spite of the obstacles. And I'm excited for all the challenges and opportunities to come, because I've never been more sure of what we can achieve. Remember, we were made for this. Thank you, and go Pack.